All right. Activistpost.com. Pleased to know that Eric, one of the guys that works with him, he's kind of an online friend of mine now. We chat every now and then back and forth. And I asked him a long time ago, man, you guys have some good articles. You mind if I read them? Oh, no, absolutely, So, again, it's just about spread. You got to spread the word about some of the stuff. It's just important, Activist Post. And I guess this was by a man named Jack Burns. But it's posted under Activist Post. So, for the first time, and I absolutely love this, by the way, federal court explicitly establishes filming police as a right. And I know there's been cases people were arrested. You're not allowed to film. It's it's like, what do they call it? When you're recording a conversation, you're tapping someone's phone. It's like, I forget what the hell is it, what they call it, eavesdropping or wiretapping charges. Come on. If I can sit here and watch you and listen to you from a distance, or we're having a conversation, there should be no difference if a camera's here film. What I saw and heard doesn't matter if someone else gets to see and hear it played back later. The only reason you wouldn't want that is because you don't want people seeing what was really happening or what somebody really said. And I know the police have a very tough job, but damn it, there needs to be some accountability at all levels of government. I'm sick and tired of the laws that for you and I, but not for them and all that. Well, they can have a dash cam on their cop car or a body camera on them, but you're not allowed to film them back, in some places. So this is fantastic. Not a local court in a state, a county, state court, whatever. Federal court. That's what we needed. And I'm pleased to say this has so happened to happen under Trump all of a sudden. So this is great. There's been an ongoing battle between police and the citizenry over who has the right to film in public. Disputes between police and the public have led to cameras being confiscated by police and citizens being manhandled, beaten, and even arrested. Now it seems the courts are weighing in and not on the side of police. The court's opinion comes from a federal civil rights lawsuit filed by Philip Turner versus driver Grinold and Dice, 2017. The plaintiffs are all officers from Fort Worth, Texas. According to court documents, plaintiff appellant Philip Turner was video recording a Fort Worth police station from a public sidewalk across the street when the defendants' appellees, officers Grinold and Dice, approached him and asked him for identification. Turner refused to identify himself, and the officers ultimately handcuffed him and placed him in the back of a patrol car. Prior to this case, there was no clear precedent that specifically established filming the police as a First Amendment right. In fact, as we've reported before, U.S. District Judge Mark Kearney of the Eastern District of Pennsylvania issued a ruling last year stating that citizens do not have a First Amendment right to record the police in public. Oh, really? According to the recent precedent, at the time in question, neither the Supreme Court nor the court had determined whether First Amendment protection extends to the recording or filming of police. Although Turner insists, as some district courts in his circuit have concluded, that First Amendment protection extends to the video recording of police activity in light of general First Amendment principles. The Supreme Court has repeatedly instructed courts not to define clearly established law at a high level of generality. The general proposition, for example, that an unreasonable search or seizure violates the Fourth Amendment is of little help in determining whether the violative nature of particular conduct is clearly established. Thus, Turner's reliance on decisions that clarified that First Amendment protections extend to gathering information does not demonstrate whether the specific act at issue here, video recording the police or police station, was clearly established. The court went on to note that police nor Turner had a precedent to reference in which filming cops was specifically protected as a First Amendment right. In light of the absence of controlling authority and the dearth of even persuasive authority, there was no clearly established First Amendment right to record the police at the time of Turner's activities. Now, there is. In the recent ruling, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals weighed in on the citizens' rights to film police, movement, activities, and buildings, and the court determined, quote, "We conclude that First Amendment principles, controlling authority, and persuasive precedent demonstrate that a First Amendment right to record the police does exist, subject only to reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions. The court set the first ever precedent, giving citizens the right to film police, within reason, of course. In other words, the court believes the public has a right to film police so long as it's within reason, in public, and not in private. Going further, the court seemed to emphasize with the public's demand for a transparent government. They wrote, "Speech is an essential mechanism of democracy, for it is the means to hold officials accountable to the people. The right of citizens to inquire, to hear, to speak, and to use information to reach consensus is a precondition to enlightened self-government and a necessary means to protect it." I could not possibly agree any more than that last statement. Turner asserted his First Amendment rights were violated when he was disallowed from filming the police station he was recording. For refusing to provide identification when asked, Turner was detained, handcuffed, and placed into the back of a squad car, an action he contends was a violation of his Fourth Amendment rights to unreasonable search and seizure and arrest. When the supervisor arrived, Turner told him he was aware of his rights to withhold his identity. The supervisor agreed. He was given back his camera and allowed to leave. Unfortunately, the court's ruling was not put in place prior to his case, or else he would have been allowed to continue filming and free to come and go as he pleased. Even though he was never sent to jail, his detainment was a form of arrest, a contention he raises going further with the case. While the Texas precedent is not a national precedent, those who are attempting to film the police can, nonetheless, cite the precedent now in hopes police officers will continue to allow them to film without being impeded. Until such time as the Supreme Court weighs in on the matter, the right to film police will still continue to be a matter of contention when the police and the public will still continue to be a matter of contention between the police and the public and dealt with on a state-by-state basis. But at least you have some case law now. Essentially, you could refer this particular case. For his part, Turner appears to welcome the challenge to take his case all the way to the Supreme Court. We reached out to Turner for comment, but have not yet heard back from him as of this writing, or of this article. But he did post a comment to his Facebook page. Fifth Circuit established. Is the Supreme Court next? He stated, apparently feeling the weight of his victory in court. If you or someone you know is planning to attempt to film cops, here are some things you need to do or need to know. According to the ACLU's guide to photography or to photographing in public. Taking photographs and video of things that are plainly visible in public spaces is a constitutional right, and that includes transportation facilities, the outside of federal buildings, and police and other government officials carrying out their duties. Unfortunately, law enforcement officers have been known to ask people to stop taking photographs of public places. Those who fail to comply have sometimes been harassed, detained, and arrested. Other people have ended up in FBI databases for taking innocuous photographs of public places. The right of citizens to record the police is a critical check and balance. It creates an independent record of what took place in a particular incident, one that is free from accusations of bias, lying, or faulty memory. It is no accident that some of the most high-profile cases of police misconduct have involved video and audio recordings. So, it reminds me of a case that's happening in Florida right now, or not really reminds me, but a retired police officer was in a movie theater. I think this was in Pasco or Pinellas County, and person in front of him, a 20-something, 27-year-old, I think maybe, was texting or using his phone. Hey, stop doing that, and he kept doing it, whatever. And the former police officer getting pissed off, yells at him, whatever, says something. The guy turns around and popcorn hit the former police officer. He pulled his gun out, kills the guy. And his defense is that it wasn't just him. He got aggressive with me, and looked like he was going for me, and so I defended myself. Stand your ground law. I was in my chair. I couldn't go back, and he came at me. But I think the final ruling was supposed to be Saturday or something, or maybe Monday. And they have their arguments, their closing arguments and all that. But what I've heard on the radio so far from the updates of the court case is that the witnesses said, well, the cop was extremely aggravated. The former cop was extremely aggravated. And from what I gather, they didn't think it warranted, the witnesses anyways, didn't warrant that. He wasn't like attacking the guy. Popcorn hit him, oh, wow. So this is what I'm saying here, though, is would someone have videotaped that incident? You wouldn't have to even rely on anybody. Eyewitness from this person. What did you see, ma'am? And did he look aggravated to you? I don't need to say anything. Just watch the video. It's in a movie theater. So naturally, chances of that being videotaped is not too good. I do feel the cops' frustration. I was at the movies not that long ago with one of my kids. It was what was the movie, Rings or something? The phone rings and you're going to die in 7 days, whatever. She wanted to see it. She's 11 now. Okay, I'll take you. So me and her went that Daddy Nicole day. And kid next to me, he's under his shirt like this. And he's got his phone. And he's tight. And, I'm like, dude, like, what is he doing? What? Oh, you're trying to be courteous, so it's not too bright for everybody. It's still bright. It's coming through your shirt. Didn't say nothing yet. He's still doing it. He's on a roll. He's typing away. He's going. Then it stopped. Okay, cool. I'm going to give you a chance. Before I get upset and say something, I will always give you a chance. I gave him a chance. One off. And he does it again. Movie's already been playing. Yo, dude. Little teeny bopper, 13, 14-year-old. Can you turn that off? You mind turn that off? Turn it off. Then I see his girlfriend, I think it was his girlfriend, and then someone else next to them, an older person. And I see the light again and more light, and 3 or 4 times during the movie, and it's the little young girl. I'm getting aggravated again. Movie finally ends. Get up. Oh my God, the older person that I couldn't tell, that's her mom. So the mom came with the daughter. Yeah, you can meet your boyfriend there, but I'm gonna be sitting next to you. Good for mom. So they left. I was right behind them. She and her daughter went to their car. The boy, parents or someone was waiting on him outside. He went in their car and they left. I thought to myself, my kids better never, ever do that in a movie theater. I would never, ever be next to one of them with a phone that's even turned on. If it's on, guess what? You're turning the volume all the way down. And on top of that, you're going to turn the vibrate mode off as well. So it doesn't vibrate and it doesn't do nothing. I don't want you even knowing someone's texting you. You're not even going to know we're at a freaking movie theater. I would probably tell my kid, honestly, it's staying in my car. You don't need a phone in a movie theater for any reason. Now, as a parent, you might argue, yeah, but if my kids are babysitting, an emergency happens, the babysitter has to contact me. And I think, well, what did we do as humans when we didn't have cell phones? It wasn't all that long ago, And even when cell phones did come on scene, a whole lot of us didn't have them. What did we do? And how many people have gotten a phone emergency? Anyways, you could say as the parent, well, I'll put it in my pocket and I'll put it on vibrate. No noise. And if it vibrates, you don't take it out of your pocket and blind everybody. And you run down the aisle with it in your pocket, down the stairs, around the corner, and then look at it. Have some goddamn courtesy for other people. What the F happened to common courtesy? And while that was happening, twice, guy behind me, phone's ringing. He actually answers it. Hello? Oh, hey, man. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, we have at the movie theater. Yeah. Talked for probably a minute. Hung up. Now I'm aggravated. Kid under his shirt, phone, girlfriend, phone out, not under the shirt, just out for God and everybody to see. Guy behind me, phone's ringing. It rings again. Quick blow up, then hangs up. Rest of the movie, it was fine. When I say riffraff, I talk about riffraff. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. And this movie theater is a brand new movie theater. It is fantastic. Riverview movie theater, I forget X something. Every single seat is a lounge chair, lounge back type of seat, recliner. Nobody has to, could you scoot in? Could you scoot in so I can get, you got massive room. Have a nice day. I'm going to chill, lean back. It's great. But you still have to deal with these moralless souls. And even the mother who is smart enough to, I'm coming to the movie theater with you and your little boyfriend because you're a little young to be having a boyfriend. Good job, Mom. But she sat there with that phone on right next to you. He sat there under his shirt with the phone next to her, which is even closer to you than me. And you didn't say nothing? What's wrong with people? I do not run my life or my household that way. My kids will not do that. And I'll be telling them one day when they get old enough to go to the movie theater, maybe on their own, like I drop them off kind of a thing. Kids, listen to me very carefully. Yeah, you got the phone because we're going to need to talk to you possibly after the movie. You will turn that thing off or set it all the way down to vibrate and then beyond that one more tap down volume so that you have that thing completely off. You will not pick that up when that movie theater's in there at all, not even kind of. Do you understand? You will not disrespect people in that movie theater. People don't need to be seeing you playing around on your damn phone. If I find out that you did that, I will be taking your phone away. If you do it even one time, your phone's gone. And keep that in mind every time you go to the movies because that's the rule. Don't ever forget it. And each time they go to the movies, I'll just remind them. You remember what I said about your phone? Yeah, Dad, we got it. Okay. That's how that will go when my kids are old enough. Anyways, take care.